Hi guys, how's it going? I'm here for the little book review and some tips from an exciting new book that I recently read. It's called The Thyroid Reset Diet, and it's by a friend of mine, Dr. Alan Christensen. I have a full-length interview with him on YouTube, and he's a fantastic researcher and just, he knows his stuff. And honestly, when I heard about this book, it's basically around the premise that altering the amount of iodine in your diet could really reduce or heal thyroid symptoms. I was like, no, that sounds crazy. But there's actually a ton of research about it in this book. Basically, yes, having not enough iodine can be a problem. It was historically, but now they put iodine in a lot of things. So we get too much iodine, and we just need a tiny, teensy bit of iodine. So if we're spiking it in our beauty products and our food, medications, then we can develop thyroid disorders. And actually, by lowering the iodine, knowing the sources, and getting the right amount, you can get rid of a lot of symptoms. There's like before and after studies. It's pretty cool. The book is very user friendly. You can get it on Amazon. I just wanted to share a few of the tips that I made note of. So, I don't eat a lot of like bakery items, especially because I don't eat gluten, but I do eat some gluten-free bakery items, and they are gluten-free is still liable or possible to have too much iodine. So they use it kind of like a leavener. So this is like a gluten-free bagel brand I use sometimes, and I only have like a half, and I'll have it with like salmon salad or almond butter and jelly or whatever. And I don't usually eat it that much, but now that I know this, I'm really paying attention. So I really would only have it like probably 2 times a week, just to kind of be more aware and keep my iodine consumption down, because there's a pretty good dose of iodine in a baked good. If you bake stuff at home, you don't have that problem, but a gluten-free, it does not solve your problems either. So this is one source of dietary iodine that can be too high. Another one is dairy, because they use iodine for cleanliness in the dairy industry. And I don't, luckily our community doesn't eat much dairy, but it's something to know about, especially if you have kids, or you're just still like on the dairy addiction. Can have a lot of iodine. Another thing I really noticed in his book was about beauty products. So iodine is kind of like a sanitizing, prevents bacteria and stuff. So I'm guessing that's why they use it in some beauty products. And I usually, I'm pretty clean with my beauty products. I mostly use Beauty Counter, but I thought, well, let me just check a couple other formulas I have just to see what's in them. And so I do have this facial moisturizer from Trader Joe's. And, Trader Joe's can be pretty clean, but also not like perfect. But there was no iodine in the formula. And basically the ingredients that have iodine will have some kind of word that sounds like iodine in them, like polytriiodide or something like that. So once you read the book, you can see, okay, like it's in certain words. So I checked this one, actually no iodine, but it does have one chemical sunscreen. So it has zinc plus one chemical. So it's sad to me. I think it's like it makes it a lot more thin, which I like. I don't love a thick sunscreen, but it's not ideal. It's not good for coral reef. This is one by Life Extension. I checked, Life Extension is a clean brand, but I just thought I'd double check. No iodine in that one either. But if you're using a product that has a lot of iodine, you can get a huge dose, and then you're maybe using it every day. Last thing I'll point out is about salt. So if you use like iodized table salt, it will definitely have iodine. However, something I never thought about was like natural salt, which I've been buying for years. And I'd say, I'd say I usually buy a brand like this, but for really no good reason, I bought this one recently, this pink salt, and it's really high in iodine. So it doesn't list it on the label, neither does the bagel, But you can see this one says does not supply iodine, a necessary nutrient. So I had this one and I was like, oh my gosh, it has so much iodine. I didn't know it. So I went back and got this one. So just a small thing, but and not everybody is dealing with an overload of iodine, but I want to take good care of my thyroid. I don't want to overdose it. So now that I have this information, I'm utilizing it. I bought a copy of the book for the coach who works for me because it's such a simple thing to do, and it can really make a big difference in your thyroid. So that's Thyroid Reset Diet. If you need some help with your own thyroid lab results, we review those labs for you from a functional health perspective and can give you it. Maybe I shouldn't say advice. We can give you guidance. We can also run the labs for you, so we can help you order the right labs locally, and then we review them for you. So either way, sometimes people aren't running the right labs. We see that a lot, and then they're definitely not getting the right help with understanding the labs. So those are some options for you with us. You can find out more about that below. Thanks, everybody.